is a special presentation of ABC Sports.
I'm gonna make my coaching zero in. Both the boys and round one in. Gonna find that king and find her out. Put my ball in the pocket and knock them all down. Gonna bring it up. Let's rock them up. Gonna bring it up. Let's swing them up. Get ready to bowl now. Strike out today. Get ready to bowl. Strike out today.
What a pleasure to return to the Lone Star State. Yes, we're in the area of the world champion Dallas Cowboys, but also the home of the Quaker State Open for the past 18 years, right here at Jeannie Halsey's Forum Lanes. $200,000 total purse. And you know, one of the great championship events that happen each year here, the bowlers cooperate, our pros, in gaining funds, money, for the Texas Scottish Rite Hospital for Children. Talk about a lot of little champions in that hospital. I'm going to have a pal of mine up here to talk to him a little bit later. And he, like me, and all of our viewers are fans of Nelson Burton Jr., whose dad is a Texan. Okay, Bo.
Well, thank you, Chris. The players have donated over $200,000 to the hospital over the years, but if you like power, you'll like today's championship round. These players can really torque it up. We have the defending champion in the top 5, and the man in the number 1 position is going to take over as the PBA's all-time leading money winner. Pete Weber came into this tournament with $1.6 million. He will pass Marshall Holman whether he finishes first or second. And Chris, remember in 1988 here, Bob Benoit shot 300 in a championship round, and I think the lanes look ready for that today, so the table's set for some hot action.
Good prediction, I think.
Texas shootout.
All right, here are our 5 finalists. Let's meet them. The defending champion, Steve Hoskins, will face first-time finalist Mark Mosayebi of Charlotte, North Carolina in our first game. Now, that winner will meet third-seeded Bob Spaulding of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. In our semifinal game, we'll see Justin Hromek, who's making his second appearance on our telecast. And here's that tournament leader from St. Anne, Missouri, Pete Weber, can become the leading money winner, Bo.
Big-time money up there, Chris, and look at that championship game. We have a new player going for the championship against Pete Weber, and there's over $20,000 difference in that last game, so we're ready for game 1. Here's the handshake.
All right, Steve Hoskins will watch Mosayebi bowl first. Is a 5'5" professional. Mark is a 6'2", 150-pounder. Bowlers come in all sizes, and these are a couple of fine ones. Leaving a 3 and wobbly 6, Bo, on the left lane.
Chris, his first shot ever in a TV championship round. Mark Mosayebi was just solid through the 24-game finals. He seemed really unperturbed by the pressure. It just hit him in the very last game last night. He opened in the 10th frame to drop from second to this position 4th.
Okay. And he's bowled all week with a problem, a kidney problem, which he's going to have diagnosed further when he gets back to Charlotte, North Carolina tomorrow. Here now is Steve Hoskins, the defending champion, Tarpon Springs, Florida. His 6th television appearance. Record 5 wins, 4 losses.
At 5 feet 5 inches in stature. Look at the power this young man generates in that 5-step delivery. Look at how he pulls that left arm back as the right arm comes through. That really accentuates the power and gives him a lot of whip. When he gets his strike ball going, look out.
The 1989 Rookie of the Year. All right. Thank you very much, Steve says. A bow to the pins. 60 lanes here in the Forum. The only bowling lanes I know with many, many chandeliers overhead. Grand lady owns the establishment. It's a natural. All right, that'll ease some of the pressure. Mark Mosayebi of Charlotte.
Mark has a very low-maintenance swing. It's very short. He's very riveted in his target. This is really ideal position. Look where the feet are as he pivots through his fourth step into his slide step, cups that wrist under the ball. Absolutely perfect form as he goes right to target. He strikes in the second frame. He trails by just 10 pins.
Proud of his 5 Southern Regional titles. Hey, Bo, the game is on.
You bet. He really waited for that ball, Chris. I am surprised at his composure. Usually those first couple of frames, a rookie will just jump at the shot. But he's made some good shots. Hoskins, even in the match, he's perfect through 2 frames. He's got that real deep inside line. Look at how far left he's playing on the lanes. You have to have power to carry the pins from that angle.
Count them, 3 in a row. Steve Hoskins, last year's Quaker State Open champion, outlines the reasons for his success here at Forum Bowl.
I think it's a lot of confidence and the fact that I usually get to see my family right about this time. My daughter and my wife, so I have a really good attitude when I'm here.
For 4. Four-bagger for the defending champion, 20-pin lead. We're at Forum Lanes, and not far from here is the old home of the Texas Rangers, Arlington Stadium. Well, you know, come this spring, Arlington, Texas will host a new home for the Rangers.
Announcing the biggest advance in Quaker State history. It's Quaker State's new advanced high-tech formula motor oil. It gives your engine superior protection against wear, superior protection against heat and stress, superior cleaning power. Protect your car's engine with new advanced Quaker State motor oil. It's formulated for today's high-tech engines.
This is a new car. I'd be crazy not to use Quaker State.
Splitfire earned a United States patent. Splitfire doesn't look like any other spark plug. And the patented Splitfire doesn't work like any other spark plug.
5 extra horsepower by merely installing these plugs. Quicker in the quarter mile. A 4.8% gain in mileage.
There's nothing like a Splitfire. You'll get more power and more mileage, or your money back. Get the guaranteed Splitfire advantage at leading automotive stores from coast to coast.
Introducing the official PBA sweatshirt, not available in any store. Order now by calling this number. For just $19.99, you'll get a full-cut, fruit-of-the-loom sweatshirt bearing the official emblem of the PBA Tour, the only one of its kind. Choose either white or gray. We can't guarantee you'll get a strike every time you put this on, but we can guarantee you won't find the official PBA sweatshirt anywhere else.
And don't forget to order a spare.
Call 1-800-214-4200 to order your PBA sweatshirt. Pay just $19.99 plus $3.95 shipping and handling. Credit card orders accepted.
The incredible Pete Weber is our tournament leader here in the Quaker State Open. You'll see him later. We're nearing the middle of our first game. In it, Mark Mosayebi, Charlotte, North Carolina. He is a double up, trailing by 20, can cut the lead to 10. A 4.
Chris, we see it week after week. After a slight delay, a player usually goes a little bit high. I think there's a lesson to be learned that you need to keep a little more momentum after you take a 2 or 3 minute break. That can go for league players too, because they have that much of a break almost every frame. Look out. Look out. Look out. He just slid by the 4-pin. He just went too quickly.
Mark Mosayebi is a newcomer to the championship round. But, you know, he expected to be here today.
Well, I'm not too surprised because I bowled good in the regionals last year. I won 4 of them, and I bowled a lot of finals, so it gave me a lot of help here this week. And for the winter, I don't know. I got to go home, do a test. Might have cancer in my kidney. I don't know yet, so we'll see. Hopefully it's nothing. I can be out in St. Louis. I just missed 1 week.
Well, Chris, he seemed pretty relaxed in that interview, but afterwards he admitted to me he's actually afraid of these tests. We hope the best for him.
We sure do. And he hopes for the best, too, here in this very first game, a test against the defending champion, Steve Hoskins. Here's a man with a lot of poise, a lot of precision. Not so on that shot, though.
Well, he whips through that ball, and he's a high-risk, high-reward type player when he gets it going. Last year, when he took the lead, as you see the angle of attack as he snaps that ball from the left side of the lane out to the right and then back high. In his last 8 games last year, he averaged .257 to take the lead. He was the tournament leader last year. This year, he's trying to defend from the number 5 spot.
And you know, Bo, when you were saying we could always have a perfect game, here's a man with 18 300s, and our leader, Pete Weber, has 23 perfect games. So it's a possibility, Steve, of course, not in this game.
Chris, you see the angle Steve is playing, the extreme inside line. He's going to lay the ball down almost in the left-hand channel, and he'll be between the 4th and 5th arrows with a swing out in this area. Watch this shot.
Great sound of the clobbered pins here in the forum lanes, Bo.
You bet. 3-pound, 8-ounce, brand new pins in for the telecast today. Now Mark Mosayebi, who's dug himself a little bit of a hole here with that miss in the 4th, trying to get back in striking.
All right. Striking the 6th frame in this first game, 30 pins separating these two professionals. Mark is 24-year-old. Steve, 25 years old.
Mosayebi also that deep inside line. Now you get a really good view. He's going to be in that area. He's going to slide over almost on the other lane. That's legal, but you have to release the ball on your own lane. This is his shot.
Beautiful double by Mark here at the Forum Lanes in the finals of the Quaker State Open. Yesterday at the site of their new ballpark, the Texas Rangers modeled a new look for 1994.
Introduces the sharpest experience you've ever had in bowling. We call it the Piranha. Once you get your hands on a Piranha, it'll cut your competition to the bone. Columbia owns the world over.
All right, Chief. Open wide. Come on. Look, Daddy loves corn pops, see? And here it comes.
The problem with a cereal that tastes like popcorn, only sweeter, is that it disappears like popcorn, only faster.
Y'all finished? Good boy.
He may want seconds.
Kellogg's Corn Pops. It's hard to stop when it's Pops.
Tanya Harding and our national champions in the Chrysler Skating Spectacular. Plus a special encore performance by Nancy Kerrigan. Next on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Here at Forum Lanes, Mark Mosayebi with a double is pulled within 20 pins of the defending champion Steve Hoskins. However, Steve has a strike up, shooting in the 7th. In a few weeks, we'll be going to Peoria for the True Value Open. Here's the defending champion, John Mazza.
Thanks, Chris. Bob, 0 for 3, 4th show. Is the line going to come out of the cage and play today?
Yeah, I think a little red meat's on the menu for today.
Well, we're ready for dinner. Here we go, folks.
Oh, you're in the right state.
Hey.
Land of beef cattle.
You got to see the power ball this Spalding player throws. You think Hoskins got something in that hand. You wait till the next guy comes up. Right now, it's 8th frame, 30-pin lead.
All right. Open with a 4-bagger, now a spare, and then 3 in a row. Yes, the Fort Worth Fat Stock Show is underway.
Right now, Mosayebi going at a 2:07 pace. He needs to throw some more strikes, and he's got to get the ball here on this lane and then over in this area on this lane. Very deep in line.
Oh, yeah. Our scout is back, though.
Oh, Chris, that's exciting. You watch the head pin go to the left sideboard. There's a lot of players who like to see this shot leave the game. The players feel that the bowling balls are just too strong for the pins. They would like to see a little heavier pin to put a little premium on the solid hit. However, you got to play with what we got here today. Mosayebi has kept himself in the match. He has a potential 247. Hoskins going at a 247 pace. Just 2 frames left.
Great finishing strokes by this 24-year-old. First time ever on national television.
He's put the pressure right back on Steve Hoskins. Hoskins can shut him out, but he has to keep striking.
Oh, boy, he's zeroed in. He's really bringing that pressure right back, isn't he, Bo? Tomorrow, it's an exciting regional doubleheader here on ABC's Pizza Hut College basketball. First at 1:30 Eastern, 10:30 a.m. Pacific. Massachusetts takes on number 7 Kentucky, or a Big 8 battle as third-ranked Kansas hosts Nebraska. Then in Game 2, Virginia takes on Charlie Ward, and Florida State or Louisville hosts Vanderbilt. That's all tomorrow. ABC.
Our defending champion just needs a mark to win the first match. 10th frame. What a reaction. He knows he pulled that ball a little left to target. He hit inside the 5th arrow. There's 7 arrows on the lane. The ball skidded back, and it just hit solid in the pocket. Needs 1 pin. That's just secondary for this champion. He looks at the scoreboard. He'll stay behind the foul line. He's bowling on lane 39 with the ball, standing on lane 38 with the feet. He's going to meet Bob Spaulding, another super torquer.
And it was an $8,000 week for Mark Mosayebi. That's what he'll get for finishing 5th here in the Quaker State Open. Winner, however, will get $41,000, so Steve is still alive to go all the way and meet the tournament leader, Pete Weber.
Hoskins will be in the 270s.
.277. Wonderful score.
Mark Mosayebi, nothing to be ashamed of. He made 1 slight mistake, lack of experience in the 4th frame, and he's got a shot at 226 if he spares here. A very creditable game, however, against Steve Hoskins, not enough, as we have our usual high-scoring environment here at Forum Lanes in the opening match. And next week we will update the diagnosis of Mark Mosayebi. We wish him well. A good, solid 5th place finish. A good showing today. He hopes to be back for the Bud Light tournament in St. Louis.
And a fine performance here today, rolling at 226. Good job, Mark, first time. Hoskins, good job with the 277. And you go against Bob Spaulding. This ABC Sports presentation and the Professional Bowlers Tour will continue after these messages and a word from our ABC stations.
Oh, hey, Joe.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Bob. How's it going, man?
How's it going, man?
Grace, game's almost on. Got any Bud Light?
Sorry, I'm fresh out.
Fresh out. Fresh out.
Well, I'm out of here.
Hide the Bud Light. Joe's coming over. Hide the Bud Light.
Big Mouth. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Come on, where'd you hide the Bud Light?
It's in the garage. In the garage.
Hey, it's the huge Ace Dollar Day sale. There are values everywhere you look.
Brushes and bulbs. Cords and cocks.
Glue and gloves.
And more for just $1 each.
So look into the Ace Dollar Day sale today. You'll see so many ways to save.
I don't need some fancy cologne to tell me I'm a man. I use Skin Bracer. It smells great, but it also cools and tones my skin. Confidence is very sexy. Don't you think? Skin Bracer Aftershave.
By men.
Saturday, an all-new commish.
She's been dead about an hour.
A brutal murder brings a fragile witness forward.
Billy's our witness? That's him.
With Life Goes On's Chris Burke.
I need to know if he can handle the strain of testifying.
And if it goes wrong, it might destroy him.
The commish, Saturday.
Respected, loved, and murdered without a motive.
He was slumped over the wheel of his car.
On the next prime suspect, an attorney meets with a mysterious client and winds up dead.
He had been shot once in the right side of the head.
A sorority girl turns into the Texas terrorist.
She did go for a 9mm pistol in her purse.
You can make a difference on the next prime suspect.
Tonight at 7 on WHTM.
Hi, I'm Marcel.
And I'm Frank.
We started the Lilac City Tournament 26 years ago.
And we plan to pay over $1 million in the 94 Lilac.
There's great team events for men, women, and mixed.
And the Lilac has doubles and singles events.
So bowl in Rochester, New York, at the Lilac.
With 18 great events, any bowler with a league average can win in the Lilac.
Call 1-800-36-LILAC for all the details.
Bowl in Rochester. You could be one of our big winners in the Lilac City Tournament.
Join Lisa Goff for 27 News at 6 o'clock. The Pro Bowlers Tour, brought to you by Quaker State. The Big Q is one tough motor oil. Kellogg's, the best to you each morning. And Split Fire, the patented performance spark plug. It only costs more until you use it.
Our first game has ended, and the defending champion, Steve Hoskins, 11 strikes out of 12. Mosayebi, a creditable 226. Last week, in our final field of 5, we had 5 bearded professionals. A bet was waged before it started between Walter Ray Williams and Dennis Jakes. Jakes, the loser, as you will see, Bo.
Well, Jakes bowled 244, not enough to unseat Pete. Walter Ray Williams Jr., and let's see what happened. Here's the payoff of the bet. Here's Walter Ray with a little shaving cream. The big guy, Jakes, seems to be in pretty good spirits here. Walter said he had no previous experience, Chris, in doing this. So.
I don't know. Maybe somebody will get Walter next. Oh, good-looking Dennis Jakes.
Looks better, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. All right. Wrote a smile on the faces of the capacity crowd here. And Steve Hoskins now has a great challenge in this 225-pound Bob Spaulding.
There's some players who can put it to it right here, Chris.
Okay. Challenge has been thrown to the man that has one regional title.
Big hand Spalding.
What a line, Bo.
Got it all, Chris. He needs just to get a little confidence. He's not a rookie out here. He's been out here for a year. As you watch his style, the man that was 230 pounds of all power gets in an ideal position here, but the key is when he comes on through. Watch this wrist action. He just unleashes it. Look at, once again, straight up the back of the ball. Good knee bend. He has it all going. If he keeps it in play, look out for those pins. 42 games. He qualified third.
All but the 2-pin. Seemed in a big hurry on the left lane. His second shot.
Jake's another power player who we just saw with that clean shave. Partially clean shaven. He's still got a little more to go. He better not lose any more matches. As Bob Spaulding shoots for the spare in a second.
All right. So Hoskins opened with a strike, and he's back up. Strike and spare for his opponent, Bob Spaulding of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Way to the left on the approach. Now double. Well, coming up next on ABC's Wide World of Sports, never before seen performances by Brian Boitano, Tanya Harding, and other stars from our national championships, plus a look back at a special performance by Nancy Kerrigan. It's the Chrysler Skating Spectacular, next right here on ABC Sports.
Only missed striking one time today.
There it is, 3 in a row. Bob Spaulding is back up. He had his work cut out for him last night, Bo.
You bet. He had a tie match. He tied for both second and third position and lost a match to Hromek to go up to third. As you see, Hoskins just really do a job on the 5-pin for 3 in a row. He's only missed one time today. Spalding trailing by 20.
One thing about bowling, you'll take it any way you get a strike or spare, any way to mark, and you can cross over, and it counts the same, Bo.
You're right, Chris. And Spalding is the beneficiary of a crossover that time, caping in his match. Now you'll see he's playing that deepest sideline also. He'll be between the 4th and 5th of 7 arrows. He'll be sliding over by this left channel, starting over somewhere in this area. Needs a strike to cut the lead down to 10 pins. 4th frame.
Three, 6.
Well, he kind of adjusted for a poor second shot. In the second frame, he went light and left the 2-pin. So he gives it a little more juice right here and not as much room. And the ball snaps early, crosses almost to the left of the head pin, leaves the 3-6. A difficult spare when you have to play that far left on the lane for your strike ball. So he has to torque it up and get some speed. Good shot.
All right. We're at the Forum Lanes in Grand Prairie, Texas, an all-American city. Visitors to the Arlington area, which is nearby, can find sports collectibles at the Arlington Convention Center all weekend. So you headed there after the telecast?
You betcha.
Announcing the biggest advance in Quaker State history. It's Quaker State's new advanced high-tech formula motor oil. It gives your engine superior protection against wear, superior protection against heat and stress, superior cleaning power. Protect your car's engine with new advanced Quaker State motor oil. It's formulated for today's high-tech engines.
This is a new car. I'd be crazy not to use Quaker State.
Okay, 2 scoops of raisins make Kellogg's Raisin Bran taste so good, people forget it's good for you. What do you think?
It's delicious.
And?
It tastes good.
That's the same reason. He stole my answer.
And it's not an answer.
I agree with them. It tastes great.
Okay. You got the first part right. Kellogg's Raisin Bran tastes good, but...
Good for us!
There are 2 reasons to eat Kellogg's Raisin Bran. The taste.
And?
The Pro Bowlers Tour steers into Oklahoma for a 10-pin roundup. They'll try to rustle up some strikes in the Choice Hotels Classic. Check in next Saturday on ABC.
Standing room only at the Forum Lanes, and it'll be the same situation at Boulevard in Edmond, Oklahoma next week for the $250,000 Choice Hotels Classic and Choice Challenge. Starts an hour earlier than our usual time. We'll tell you more about it later. Hoskins now. 3 in a row, 4th frame. I hit all but the 10.
Chris, once again, a player coming out in the 4th frame after a little delay goes high. I think if I'm a touring player and I'm watching this show at home, as you see him driving through, breaking up the 4-6 split and just leaving a very simple 10-pin to knock over, I would be aware of going a little more speed after a little delay.
All right. Here's our pro on the approaches, John Mazza.
Thanks, Chris. Justin, let's say you get to the title match. Can you beat Pete Weber?
I don't know. The first time I bowled with the Weber, I was bowling with Dick, and when you're bowling with a Weber, it's a lot easier than trying to beat one. So I just hope I make it there, and we'll see what happens. And I can almost guarantee one thing: I probably won't throw any double gutters this week.
He's going to keep it on the lane, and old Red's ready.
Okay, Wichita State's representative out here. And Steve Hoskins, St. Petersburg Junior College.
Talk about another excellent athlete. Bob Spaulding was a high school tackle. Weighed 242, has a bench press of 425 pounds, and right now he's going to have to lean back to pick up 19 pins right here on his opponent, Steve Hoskins.
All right. Powerful, powerful strike. The 1994 money leaders. Norm Duke, 46, and close with his victory last week. Walter Ray. Pete can do well today and can take the lead with a victory.
Dennis Jakes, who we see in our crowd, averaging 228. Pete Weber, who we'll see today's action, 227. Scores are pretty high after 2 weeks. I can think that'll continue all winter long. More talent out here and a lot of powerful bowling balls. All right, Bob Spaulding finally gets a real good break. You got to keep in mind that he has never won a match in a championship round. 0 wins, 3 losses, and all he needs is some self-confidence. He has the talent. This man here has experienced the winner's circle, the defending champion here at Quaker State. He is filled with confidence, and he can retake that lead. 19 pins.
Yes, he has two spares in the wrist strikes. There you see his wife, Steve's wife, Lisa, and his dad, Bob.
Bob, a 200 average bowler, taught his son Steve how to bowl. Lisa, very proud of her 170 average, but even more proud of this son who has this open shoulder style whipping release that favors this inside line, can extend his lead to 29 pins, 7th frame.
Hey, we'll get the top 24 finishers a little later, but I can tell you that Mike Albee finished 26th, and Mike Scroggins 34th. Randy Peterson, 36th, Wayne Webb, 48th, and so on down the line in a great field for the Quaker State Open. Longest corporate sponsor, 18 years, 20th straight year at the Forum Bowl, and we'll return to it after this.
Getting bored with just plain nuts? Introducing new Fisher favorite tropical fruit and nut mix, a more exciting flavor combination.
Pineapple, papaya, sweet cream almonds, honey roast peanuts, and whole cashews.
Crunchy nuts with juicy real fruit. New Fisher favorites, tropical fruit and nut mix. The newest Fisher favorites.
It's Fisher flavor, or it's just plain nuts.
The average Grand Prix lasts but a few hours, unless it's a Grand Prix started with a genuine Delco Freedom battery. Because the battery that cranked up every 1993 IndyCar Series winner has the power to help keep your engine in the race for a long life.
Call 1-800-AC-DELCO. It's like buying time.
Keep your car in the running for that extra lap with Delco batteries.
From the legends of the sport to the reigning champions, over 35 Olympic gold medalists share the ice in the IBM Skates of Gold. Tonight on ABC.
With 21 titles in his bowling career, the tournament leader, Pete Weber. We're close to Roanoke, Texas, a man that had 18 titles in 1 year, and his wife, Peggy. I shared the television golf broadcasting booth with him for nearly 4 decades. Byron Nelson.
What a pleasant man, what a gentleman. Right now, up comes Bob Spaulding, trailing by 29 pins, 7th frame, 2 strikes in a row, can cut the lead of defending champion Steve Hoskins down to 19 with 1 more strike.
All right, at 2-5. And on the subject of Byron, he was 82 years old yesterday. Had lunch with him. And, you know, in the same year, Bo, what a vintage year. 3 golfers were born in the same year. Byron Nelson, Sam Snead, and Ben Hogan.
Wow, what a trio to draw to there as you see Spaulding sliding by and leaving the 2-5. You know, Chris, just critiquing Bob Spaulding's game, I know the man, he's a very powerful physical individual, but he's kind of reserved, and he needs to let some of that aggression come out here on the bowling lane. He seems like he's just too nice a guy out there. Let's check his position on the lanes. Once again, you see the extreme inside line. The players had to play this all week, and at night, the players were way over in this area. Spaulding will be right here. He'll drift a little left, go right over here, watch the hand release. Right through the shot.
Okay, Bo, how did you develop that nastiness with the bowling ball?
Well, it's once again, I think, Chris, it's the idea of good coaching and realizing keep your arm close to your body, and as you see his ball going very close to the channel, and use that wrist. Now, what kind of adjustment can he make? We know you have to move left when you're going high. He has to just loft the ball over the channel. We've seen many players standing on the left lane, throwing it into the right this week.
Very grim. One of these days, he's going to cut loose.
Man who had 277 the first game has a potential 279 this game up on the right-hand lane. He's only missed striking twice today, both on this lane.
Amazing. Boy, he made sure that time. Now, the winner of this, our second game, will meet Justin Hromek of Andover, Kansas. Collegiate bowler. Champion collegiate bowler.
Hoskins has not missed on the left-hand lane. 11 for 11 today. He'll bowl what we call a Butch Soper 300 if he strikes here. Butch never had a 300, but one time he struck 12 times on the left-hand lane in a tournament, so he credited himself with one. Let's see what happens. You know what, Chris Schenkel? Butch Soper never got that much power on 2 bowling balls.
No.
All right, the solid 9 stops the string on the left-hand lane, but he has a match well in hand. Has a possible 258 with a spare. Spalding an outside chance only if disaster strikes Steve Hoskins.
We can only think back that Steve Hoskins defeated the tournament leader last year, Ron Williams, in winning the Quaker State Open, 17th edition. This is number 18 for the good folks from Oil City, Pennsylvania.
Spalding, potential 226. Make that now 212. Just never got on track. You know, some people, Chris, I noticed in television matches, and I was that way, are kind of slow twitch players. Once you get going, you have to be very careful. All he has to do is get the ball on the left side of the head pin, let the ball take out the 2-4. This 2 will take out the 8. Did not do it. I think he's just kind of throwing in the towel in this match. But Bob Spaulding, once again, what he needs to do in a championship round is be a sprinter. He has the ability to go the 42 games, 56 games in a regular tournament and pace himself. But once you get in this championship round, you got to pick up the pace. He'll learn from this loss.
But his wife, Carol, will notice that.
Well, he will, too. The big guy, I'm sure he's a little disturbed at today's performance, but really a nice guy. You don't want to throw a chair at him or anything because he can handle that. But if you just keep him cool, he will learn how to bowl in the championship round. He'll be back.
And he'll go away with a check for $10,000.
Ain't so bad.
No. Add to his $4,650 that he's already won this year, Bo.
Well, solid player, as I said. You'll see more of him. See how far left he gets on this one. Just get way left and throw a rocket, Bob. Not to beat. Not too bad, though. 188.
Blue bug has been going around the area in the lanes. Hromek, who will be up next, has been suffering from it. Steve Hoskins didn't get the break he wanted there. If you can't trip him, Bo, that's what happens, right?
He gave a whack at it. The 2-pin went to the sideboard, almost took out the 4 and slapped the 10 out, avoiding the split. Now, Hoskins, if this right-hand lane starts hooking more, he has the ability to stand in front of the ball return rack to accommodate the angle. A great advantage.
Remember in that first game, Hoskins was 11 strikes, 277. Mark Mosayebi, 226 and $8,000. Winner today of the Quaker State Open gets 41. Runner-up, 21. $246 to 188. And Steve Hoskins warmed up to meet Justin Hromek. Okay, this week, Choice Hotels Tip of the Week features former touring champion And now bowling instructor, the Kokomo Kid, Don Johnson.
ABC Sports presents a winning never gets old bowling tip. Brought to you by Quality, Comfort, Clarion, and Sleep Hotels.
With me today is 26-time PBA champion, Hall of Famer, and one of the great instructors of our sport today, Don Johnson. Don, probably best remembered for his heartbreaking .299 game in 1970. Don, what do you have for us?
Well, Bo, what we want to work on today is try to get the ball closer to our ankle. Again, when we get older, we can't rely on as much power as we did when we were younger, so we're going to work on accuracy today. And I want to show you a little tip that we can do with our feet that will really help us get the ball closer to your ankle. Now, here you're going to see my approach. Now, watch the next to last step coming up. Now, watch how it comes in front of my third step. This is called the tightrope step. Now, as the ball starts down, watch the right knee clear out of the way so this ball can be right next to your ankle. If we get this ball closer to our ankle, our scores have to go up. And again, I think this is really going to help some of the seniors out there today.
Terrific tip from Don Johnson. Work on the pivot step. Keep that arm close to your body. You'll improve your accuracy and your power. And remember, winning never gets old.
Look for future ABC Sports winning never gets old bowling tips. Brought to you by Quality, Comfort, Clarion, and Sleep Hotels.
There are gut balls and gutter balls. And sometimes, the trophy balls. But no matter what, you'll love the bowlers who have it all on ABC Sports Home Video, Bowling the Perfect Game. Call 1-800-4ABC-VCR to order bowling's colorful history. Narrated by Chris Schenkel and Nelson Burton Jr. This collector's home video can be yours to enjoy for only $14.98 plus $3.95 shipping. That's 1-800-4ABC-VCR.
You know, winning never gets old, and neither does saving money. If you're 50 or over, just call 1-800-4CHOICE to reserve a room in any Quality, Comfort, Clarion, or Sleep Hotel. And you can save 30% off the price of your room. That number again, 1-800-4CHOICE. Perfect.
Travelers 50 and over save 30% at Quality, Comfort, Clarion, and Sleep Hotels.
Honey! Would you get me a towel? Honey!
Out of paper towels? To a robber, there's something even more repelling you can hang on your wall. In Greek mythology, the gift of fire cost Prometheus his liver. All we're asking is $8.88.
True value. Help is just around the corner.
Introducing the official PBA sweatshirt, not available in any store. Order now by calling this number. For just $19.99, you'll get a full-cut, fruit-of-the-loom sweatshirt bearing the official emblem of the PBA Tour, the only one of its kind. Choose either white or gray. We can't guarantee you'll get a strike every time you put this on, but we can guarantee you won't find the official PBA sweatshirt anywhere else.
And don't forget to order a spare.
Call 1-800-214-4200 to order your PBA sweatshirt. Pay just $19.99 plus $3.95 shipping and handling. Credit card orders accepted.
Last year's winner of the Quaker State Open, Steve Hoskins, is continuing his hot streak, winning the first game with 11 strikes, 277 to 226, with 7 strikes, a victory over Bob Spaulding, 246 to 188. Our job is made more pleasant getting to know people like Scott Chickering on the left, the Quaker State Vice President of Marketing, and Ron Anderson, Quaker State Sports Promotion Manager. 18 years Quaker State has embraced this event, and next year it'll be the Quaker State 250, which ties into the Quaker State 250,000-mile guarantee. It's the only motor oil company, incidentally, to guarantee its product for 10 years or 250,000 miles. Total purse, 250,000 next year. That's a quarter of a mil.
Sounds like a good idea, partner. And here's the size of the field this week here at Forum Bowl. 232 players, average almost 220 to make the top 24. Let's look at some of the other finishers. The veteran southpaw, Hugh Miller. The national champ, Columbia. Jaros, Choice Hotel defending champion. George, the General, Deadeye. Mazza, the Wizard. The Beef in there at 14th. David Studley Houston. Moser, SB. Duke, Solid Field. Dennis Jakes. Billy Orlikowski, watch that name. Jimmy Johnson and John Juno run out the top 24. And next week, it's this Choice Hotel Classic, Chris, and we have a unique format next week where the first match will be the senior top player, which is Gary Dickinson. He'll bowl one of these 4 other players in the first game. And then in the final match, he will bowl, the winner of that match will be bowl the winner of the tournament. It'll be a senior against one of the junior players out here. An interesting format, and we're on 1 hour earlier next week, partner.
Okay, from Edmond, Oklahoma, and then we'll be moving on to Richmond Heights in your area, Bo, St. Louis area, for the $180,000 Bud Light Hall of Fame Championship. And in conjunction with that event at night, another edition of the Salute the Champions Dinner, honoring Earl Anthony, Jack Reichert, etc. Good group. Now, Justin Hromek, Andover, Kansas.
Another young player we saw in the AC Delco Classic made the championship round.
Fourth seed, he finished 5th, and in the first frame, left to 10, Bo.
Well, he's using actually a 14-pound ball this week, Chris. Most of the players opt for 16 pounds for 2 reasons. One, he feels like he needs a little more speed on the ball to handle this dry lane condition. As you see his grip, the full fingertip grip with those solid little grippers and a good solid snap. And he can control it a little better. Look at this, bouncing that 10-pin all the way up the lane. We're going to have a little delay here.
Good chance for us to say how warmly received are the professional bowlers and all of us here in the city of Grand Prairie, Texas, Bo.
You bet.
Charles England is the mayor, and they just can't do enough for everybody that had wings, huh?
You bet. That's how you make the 7-10. You hit it solid, hope it goes the other direction. As Justin Hromek kind of proud of that knocking down. One of our PBA maintenance people, Chuck, helping out.
Yeah, good job. Good move.
Now Hoskins, who has averaged 261 his first 2 games, now in the semifinal, first shot. Perceivably slower with that ball. He was been about 18 or 19 miles an hour. He was down around 16 or 17. He actually hit his target at the arrows, but this ball drifts high and leaves just an ugly mess down there. He's going for the 3 on the right, hoping to have something bounce out.
Woo. So unlike starting with 4 in his first victory and 3 in his second game, it's an open.
Well, I think he took an awful chance there, Chris. That's a low percentage split to make. I'd say 50-1. He should have gone basically for the 3 pins, and hopefully, if he gets a real good break, bounce something off in the 4-7 zone. However, it's been done. He only has 6 pins in the first frame. Let's see if that comes back to haunt him later on in the match.
And he left a 10-pin.
As the 10-pin is left by Hoskins, once again, we see a little less ball speed. The ball kind of what we call rolls out at the back end. It quit hooking about 2 feet in front of the head pin. And unless you hit him solid, you're not going to get the desired pin action. He'll put some zip on this 10-pin shot. And he bounces it out. Not to be outdone by Roac.
Okay. Steve and his wife, Lisa, parents of Lindsay in her second year.
Yeah, that's a little easier. The reason that has to be removed, any pin from the lane, because it's a PBA rule that if you hit a pin that is already down in the channel with another pin or the ball, you get 0 for the shot. So you can't be assisted by any other means. Plus, it's just plain annoying to have a pin laying down there. Now, Justin Hromek trails by 14, or leads by 14, second frame.
And the 26-year-old leaves the bucket on the right lane.
You see his profile, very strong upper body, strong arms. He's in the contemporary young man's position. Everything in good shape. Needs to get a good solid deep as he comes through. Goes to the target. Look, he's a little turned sideways at the foul line, and that caused him to lose some power.
This professional has 1 title. It is a Pro Senior Doubles title. His partner was Dick Weber. Their opponents, Bob Benoit and Nelson Burton Jr.
Well, he did a job on us. As you see him putting a little patch on his thumb, puts the rosin on, wipes it off. One thing to watch for Hromek, he's got the power, but when he slides with that left foot parallel to the foul line, he loses a little power. That's one little mistake that he can work on his game. However, this is not the time to work on it. As the lanes begin to hook more and more, we've been bowling on these lanes for an hour before we came on the championship round. They've been bowling for almost an hour now. We're getting a lot more hook, and the ball is kind of quitting. He almost leaves the 7-10 here. The 5-pin gets driven into the 7. Good break, the 10 once again with a spare here. He'll lead the match by just 9 pins. We have no strikes.
And, of course, next up, as he was last week in the tournament leader position, 31-year-old Pete Weber with 21 titles, looking for the first one this year, was second last week to Walter Ray Williams. All right, took 3 frames. We got a strike and a man who had 18 in his 2 victories.
Steve Hoskins had a great quote when I first met him a couple of years ago, Chris. He said to me, Bo, I know I don't have to be as accurate as most players because I have as much power as anybody out here. And if I can just keep the ball around the pocket, I'll get my strikes. Right now, he needs a strike in the 4th to retake the lead.
All right, Lisa with that warm, wonderful smile. A young mother of Lindsay. We're in Grand Prairie, Texas, suburb of Dallas and Fort Worth, in front of the Dallas City Hall. An art lover can find the Dallas piece, sculpted by incredible Henry Moore.
Hurry, girls, before Daddy gets up. Ooh, pretty.
Now, no more. These are Daddy's corn pops.
Oh, look, Daddy's bowl is too full.
The problem with a cereal that tastes like popcorn, only sweeter, is that it disappears like popcorn, only faster.
Mommy, that's Daddy.
We share.
Hi, girls.
Happy birthday!
Now let's all go making breakfast.
Kellogg's Corn Pops. It's hard to stop when it's Pops.
Announcing the biggest advance in Quaker State history. It's Quaker State's new advanced high-tech formula motor oil. It gives your engine superior protection against wear, superior protection against heat and stress, superior cleaning power. Protect your car's engine with new advanced Quaker State motor oil. It's formulated for today's high-tech engines.
This is a new car. I'd be crazy not to use Quaker State.
Monday, Leslie Abramson, attorney for Eric Menendez.
Plus Michael Milken on living with prostate cancer in part 1 of The Healthy Man, Prostate Cancer.
On Good Morning America, Monday.
Semifinal match is close. Justin Hromek of Andover, Kansas, Wichita State University, trails by 1. Sparrow. It's been a completely different game, though.
You bet. The lanes have changed. A little less experience for Hromek out there. He doubts himself a little bit. He's very composed. However, the 4th frame, once again, Chris, in all 3 matches, we've seen a wild shot. He has to get the ball left of the head pin, hopefully drive the 2 and the 4, and then into the 7. Sometimes you leave the 7 pin when lanes are hooking this much.
What are the odds?
Should make it every time. In this situation, don't miss. Chris, just what I said. The 4 can go around the 7 when the lanes are hooking a whole lot. And our friend John Moss is down there with maybe something to reflect on with our tournament leader, Pete Weber.
Thanks, Nelson. Pete, I heard a rumor. New bank in St. Ann, Missouri. Weber State Bank.
Well, we give loans for a little bit. Over $1 million in collateral.
That's a tough neighborhood. Number 22 today?
You got it.
He's going to do it, folks.
Okay. And a high hit, and Justin not satisfied.
Chris, when we see all the surface friction on the lanes that hook a lot like this and the new modern reactive resin bowling balls, when a guy loses a pocket, such as Hromek, there's almost nowhere to go. The ball is just so powerful, it's almost hard to control. We used to see on the old lacquer finishes, say with rubber balls or something, a little more precision game. Today, it's almost all strikes or forget it.
All right, it's a spare. Hromek after an open. Steve now way over at the ball return. Okay, 3 in a row now. You know, tonight, you won't want to miss this spectacular primetime special, showcasing the greatest array of skating stars ever put together. Over 35 Olympic champions, including Brian Boitano and Katarina Witt, and a rare skating performance by, Peggy Fleming. It's the IBM Skates of Gold tonight at 8 p.m., 7 Central, right here on ABC. Peggy's back.
Hoskins, 3 in a row, can extend his lead to 36 pins. 6th frame.
A 4.
Well, he gets a favorable result on that same hit in the 5th frame as the 2-pin went to the sideboard and tripped out to 4, and not to be here in the 6th. Commercial, a spare here, and he will lead by 25 pins.
All right, a spare in the 6th frame. In this tremendously competitive individual sport, Forum Lanes takes a family to operate, and nobody does it better. Jeannie Halsey and her family, which includes Brandy, Brenda, and Debbie, they are sensational at hosting Quaker State.
The man who's ranked number 25 on the computer rankings on the Pro Bowlers Tour cannot get untracked here. He's trying to give the ball a lot of room, and right now he's left himself the 210, has to get the ball to the left of the 210, drive it into the 10, and it behooves him to make this split to stay in the match. He would fall behind by more than 30 pins. Now, what can Justin Hromek do right here? He's struggling. Let's say this happens to people at home. He does not have a strike. He's been high, light. He's bowling 160, trails by 38 pins on national television. What you do is you line it up to the hole, use that upper body strength, don't give away the head pin, and take a chance. You cannot play fancy now and starts giving it a lot of room. As Hoskins looks at the floor and not at the score.
Another high hit.
Well, Justin, I feel for you, pal. I can remember the first time Bo Burton bowled on national television. He bowled a little 160 game. All he can do is get the ball over here and hopefully bounce the 4 or 7 out into the 6.
That was done with authority. There's got to be the right attitude to go with this great bowling skill, Bo. And occasionally you think, is the attitude there today? Well, we don't know. We're in Grand Prairie. Nearby, the Dallas Zoo is a great place to have some family fun.
You know, I'm always teaching bowlers how to put fingers into the shot, not just the ball. But you can also use your fingers to save money. If you're 50 or over, just call 1-800-4CHOICE, and you can save 30% at choice hotels like Quality, Comfort, Clarion, and Sleep. 30%. Now that's what I call aiming for the pocket.
Travelers 50 and over save 30% at Quality, Comfort, Clarion, and Sleep hotels.
I don't need some fancy cologne to tell me I'm a man. I use Skin Bracer. It smells great, but it also cools and tones my skin. Confidence is very sexy. Don't you think? Skin Bracer Aftershave.
By men. Hey, it's a huge Ace Dollar Day sale. There are values everywhere you look.
Brushes and bulbs.
Cords and cocks.
Glue and gloves.
And more for just $1 each.
So look into the Ace Dollar Day sale today. You'll see so many ways to save.
National powers meet when UMass takes on Kentucky, or a Big 8 battle between Nebraska and Kansas. It's the tip-off of a college basketball doubleheader, Sunday on ABC.
Justin Hromek for the 7-pin. Justin having his problems here today. Probably good reason for it. He's sustained a flu bug, and it's undoubtedly weakened him. And how can you have a good attitude, Bo, when you're sick?
Well, you can see him for sparring, Chris. I talked to him yesterday. He said, Bo, I have eaten no meals in 2 days. And you put himself under the pressure that he has on national television, and obviously it's affected his game, although he's going to get a really nice paycheck.
Yes, he is. $12,000. And Steve Hoskins and Pete Weber will bowl for 62 total.
Not a bad paycheck. Hoskins, a chance to defend his title, a rarity here on the PBA Tour. As you see Hromek, as he climbed all the way up into second place last night through 42 games.
Terrific athlete.
He has a lot of fans in St. Louis, too, Chris. I mean, they talk Justin Hromek around where I bowl all the time, and they're waiting for him to come to St. Louis. I'm sure he'll have a good performance next week if he gets well, but he's looking forward to the Bud Light.
All right. He's won his third game now. Steve Hoskins. That was a strike in the 9th frame of the semifinal game. Pete Weber waits.
Hoskins, a 1989 Rookie of the Year, and he also spent some time at the Scottish Rite Hospital today. He says, you know, the nice thing, Bo, about the Scottish Rite Hospital compared to some hospitals he's visited, he thinks those kids are going to get out and have a good, solid life. That's nice of him to do it, and nice of everybody else involved, as the PBA has been one of the chief contributors to that hospital, over $200,000 in the past years.
The great medical staff. A lot of tenderness, too. Courted those young boys and girls, and they leave in better physical condition. There is Jeannie Halsey, next to Karen Baum, wife of the chairman. Jeannie, our hostess here for 20 years, 18 years, the Quaker State Open.
Steve Hoskins, potential 224, last shot.
All right, a 223, and we'll give you Hromek's final score when we return, but looking at the winner will meet Pete Weber. This ABC Sports presentation of Professional Bowlers Turf will continue after these messages and a word from our ABC station.
They ate the same lunch, got the same heartburn, but his antacid is very different. His Tums has calcium. Most antacids don't. Regular Rolaids uses an aluminum salt. This uses aluminum and magnesium. So does this. Of all these, only Tums helps wipe out heartburn and gives you calcium you need every day.
Something my body needs anyway. I like that.
Calcium-rich Tums. That's the one you want.
New York in June. How about you? I like a Gershwin tune. How about you?
Make sure you take Gensio puncture-resistant tires on your next trip to New York.
I like it. How about you?
A network television premiere. Clint Eastwood's a one-man wrecking crew.
Flattery will get you nowhere.
Charlie Sheen's his brand new partner.
Passenger seatbelt.
Are you doing? Sunday, it's The Rookie. Parental discretion advised.
On the next American Journal, can you trust the repairman who comes into your home? We went looking for the answer. Now, American Journal undercover cameras show you the ugly truth as one Mr. Fix-It after another finds the most expensive way possible to fix our appliances.
I'm Nancy Glass. Our investigation of repairman ripoffs is just one of the stories worth watching on the next American Journal.
That's Monday at 7 on WHTM. A perfect game starts with perfect equipment, and Bowler Supply Company is right up your alley. From bags to balls, their all-new location offers a completely stocked showroom, including family fun games like foosball, plus pool, billiards, ping pong, and card game tables. An 11,000-square-foot warehouse features the largest and most complete bowling supply inventory in Central PA. When it comes to bowling supplies and a great selection of family fun games, all roads and alleys lead to Bowler Supply, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, just down the road from Colony Park North, York.
Rob Dixon has the weekend forecast, only on 27 News.
I'm Julie Moran in New York. We'll return to bowling in just a moment. Coming up next on ABC's Wide World of Sports, Tanya Harding, Brian Boitano, and other stars from our National Figure Skating Championships skate exhibition performances at the Chrysler Skating Spectacular, plus a special encore skating performance by Nancy Kerrigan. We'll also update you today on the latest developments in the Tanya Harding story. And from the pages of Sports Illustrated, 10 years ago, Sarajevo was a wondrous stage for the 14th Winter Olympic Games. For those who were there, today's tragedies in what was once Yugoslavia are a painful epilogue to some of the greatest moments of their lives. It's all coming up next on Wide World. Now let's go back to bowling.
3 games have been completed in the Quaker State Open. The first, Steve Hoskins defeated Mark Mosayebi 277 to 226. He went right on in match 2, defeating Bob Spaulding 246 to 188. Match 3 was no different. Watch this reaction, though, from Hoskins, who had it really going, especially in the first 2 matches. And the match 3 wasn't too bad either. 223 to 155. And though you were impressed by it, I know.
Interesting matches, Chris, and we know we have a special feature that we're featuring this year with the Professional Bowlers Tour and ABC Sports, and it involves you home viewers. It's called Bowling Bits. We'd like you to send you your home videos, whether it's humorous or just an amazing feat. Send us to us at ABC, and if we use it on television, you'll receive a PBA sweatshirt and the perfect game, a video from ABC Television. We cannot return the videos, and they become the property of ABC Television. Now, here's the address. We're looking forward to getting them from you.
Okay, here's my little pal from Texas Scottish Rite Hospital, more important for Plano, Texas, 12-year-old Daniel Hager. Are you a Cowboy fan?
Yes.
How big a Cowboy fan?
A huge Cowboy fan.
Got a huge courage, too. This is a prosthesis on his left arm. Look at this. And you fish, too.
Yeah.
What else do you enjoy doing?
Playing hockey and tennis and bowling.
Imagine that. With one arm. We hope to continue to know you for many years to come, my friend. Daniel Hager of Plano, Texas. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Here we go to 2 other champions. 3-time winner today, Steve Hoskins, against 21-time champion, who in this match will become, though, the largest career money earner in the history of professional bowling.
Hoskins last year won from the #1 position. He beat Ron Williams 245 to 235. I think he's going to need that kind of score against Weber. Uh-oh, 3-6-10. Tough spare from these inside lines. You really have to throw a rocket across lane. He goes to the extreme left as you see his ball drifting high from what we would normally say a spare position, trying to attack the lanes because of the oil pattern and the dry lane condition. Now he has to just throw a rocket across there. Look out. Look out.
Oh, 11 strikes and 12 in the first match, 7 in the next. So now here is Pete Weber, who didn't like the results of last week. And you can bet that he'll be smoking them down the lane here. He's on the right lane first.
Well, the solid 10. We didn't see many this week. As you see, Petey just kind of drifted along in the first round of 6 games of qualifying, moved up to 5th after 18 games, then took over in the 24-man finals to get the top seed. Pete Weber with that extremely high backswing, the highest of any touring player. He has that locked third step. Look at how high that swing is, but everything's in good position. See that open shoulder actually helps you on that inside line. You must get the ball to the right. Makes Petey a real good inside player. He squares up when he plays outside. That's why he's #1.
All right, that's more like the plan that Pete Weber had with his dad and mom Juanita back in the St. Louis area. His father came and watched him bowl in Las Vegas. Now Hoskins, after a spare, second frame, championship match. Okay, next Saturday, here on ABC's Professional Bowlers Tour, we head to Oklahoma as bowling straight shooters take aim in the Choice Hotels Classic. Coming your way at a special time, 2 Eastern, 1 Central, 3 Pacific, next Saturday on ABC. A special afternoon.
Steve Jaros, the defending Classic champion, and once again we'll have the seniors challenge as the final match. Now, the defending champion here at the Quaker State, a little bit disturbed by something happening off to the side. Players stood up or a cameraman to the side. Smart move by Hoskins. You got to have great peripheral vision to see that, though, Chris, don't you?
Yes.
All right, third frame championship match. Players both starred spare strike.
All right, that's an important double for Steve Hoskins. Steve looking for his second, and of course, as we indicated a little while ago, today, whether he wins or finishes second, he will be the leading money winner of all time, over $1.6 million, replacing the great Marshall Holman. And we're all even here in the championship match. Petey won $19,000 last week, so he needed $4,879 to pass Marshall.
One of the reasons the power players have such an advantage in today's game is that type of strike. The average player cannot get that head pin to consistently shoot off the left sideboard and take out the 10. They have to stand for a spare. Petey has continued to strike.
Running that one out. Pete Weber going against Steve Hoskins at the Quaker State Open, where we'll return following these messages.
My truck has 99,000 miles on it, and it's like a brand new engine.
America is talking about split fire.
I feel like I have a new engine.
No hesitation. You hit your passing gear, you're gone. Right now.
Split fire won a United States patent. It doesn't look like any other spark plug. It doesn't work like any other spark plug.
I love them.
I have them on my motorcycle, my boat, and my car.
Love them. Love them.
Split fire. At $5.99, America knows it only costs more till you use it.
I can say I've saved at least $3 to $4 a week.
I use lower octane now. It seems like it runs like I had the premium in there.
I'm probably getting, I would say about 20 miles more per tank full, and that's a lot for me.
They'll pay for themselves, basically, in the first 6 months you own them.
Split fire. It only costs more till you use it. Get guaranteed split fire savings at leading automotive stores from coast to coast.
From the legends of the sport to the reigning champions, over 35 Olympic gold medalists share the ice in the IBM Skates of Gold. Tonight on ABC.
He has a good reason to smile. Commissioner in from Akron, Ohio, Mike Connor. Quaker State announcing that they are upping the purse $50,000. It'll be called the Quaker State 250. Tribute to Quaker State's 250,000-mile guarantee. All right.
This man trying to be the first man in 2 years to defend his title.
All right, 5'5". On that frame, 180 pounds. Strong. Pete Weber, 5'7", 135. Pete's 31 years old. Hoskins is 25.
Del Ballard, the last man, as Pete Weber contemplates what he must do. The last man to defend his title in Sayville, New York, 91 and 92. This match is even after 4 frames. Both players have a turkey working.
My, oh my. Okay, let's see. We have a tit for tat continuing. 3 in a row for Pete. Shooting the 5th frame. You knew it from the time you released it, Bill.
I rode home with Dick Weber from Las Vegas last week, and he said, you know, Pete made one bad shot. It was the second frame in Las Vegas last week. Identical shot. He hit on it too quickly, hooked high, got an open frame. Let's see if he gets away with at least a spare. No, he doesn't. 2 weeks in a row, a bad first shot, leaving something on the right, and whiffs it. Yep. Going for the spare, and does that open the doors? You see that bullet speed. We said spares are hard on the right here. Peter kills the ball too much, just zips right by the 3, clicks off the 6, and man, he better start throwing some strikes now as he's 24 pins behind the defending champion, who has come from 5th place. Long way to go.
Great comeback. That's why he's a great champion. And, Bo, you were a champion 17 times. When you're the champion, everybody takes a good, healthy shot at you, don't they?
Well, they get up for you. Everybody has a little fear of Pete Weber, the Walter Ray Williams out here, not to take Hoskins a back seat, but he's up for this match, and he has a lot of confidence here at the Quaker State.
Look at that, Lisa. Look at that enthusiasm. There's a difference of $20,000 winning or finishing second. Dad's pretty happy, too.
He opens that shoulder. This is the one to take a 34-pin lead. Eyes those pins. He's using his main weapon, Chris, and that's the strike ball. Well, the man who's averaged 248 for 3 games gets a tremendous break as the 6-pin hits the 10 after it has died in the channel. Boy, oh boy, was that a tremendous break. Now Peter really has to get on the stick.
And he does, and there is his wife, Kim Weber. Kim, very supportive. Little gal from Columbus, Ohio, living in St. Anne, Missouri, with her husband Pete when they're not on the road, which is practically all the time.
Best case scenario for Pete Weber, 256, and I think he's going to need all of that to stay with Hoskins. 8th frame.
Needed only nearly 5,000 to become the leading money winner, so whether first or second, he will set another standard, which he did last week in blocks of games, scoring 24, 32 games in Las Vegas. And he's still young, 31.
Hoskins cannot afford an open frame. He can't become protective. He has to attack.
And again, when you see a 4-7-10,
Chris, you get a feeling. I've sat in that seat before with a big lead, and what happened, he eased up a little bit, and all he has to do is get the ball to the left of the 4-pin, over into the 10. I believe he's just going to go for the lock 4-7 spare. Can't take a chance on getting a real bad pin count here. Exactly what he did.
Yes. That coming in the 8th frame, 195 to 8. And both things have changed suddenly.
Yes, they have. Only 9 pins the lead of Hoskins, and right now Hoskins cannot shut out Pete Weber. Weber a possible 256, Hoskins a possible 255, but a smart move by Steve Hoskins in the 9th by getting 9 out. 2 frames left. The match will be determined right here. 20,000 difference.
Some movement on the left. It's, I think, it's a youngster's nervous reaction, leg moving back and forth.
We had over 1,040 junior bowlers in the Pro-Am here. Those are just some of the kids. Didn't do it intentionally. Smart move by Hoskins. Now the game is on. 2 frames left for the title.
Ninth frame. This is a 25-year-old that's won 3 games. What an afternoon's work.
Pete Weber can determine his own destiny. 4 strikes, and he is lock winner. Nothing defending champion Hoskins can do. Anything less, Hoskins can still win. Pete. Knowing the guy since he's 2 years old, Chris, I never seen him throw one that protective. He's an aggressive player, and all of a sudden, he gets up in the 9th frame and says, I'm going to baby the ball.
That's right. How's that?
The 1, 2, 4, 6, 10. The 1 takes out the 2, the 2, the 4. The ball caroms into the 6. The 6 takes out the 10. A very difficult shot to stay in the match. If he can strike out, he will force Hoskins to mark. So, recompose, Peter. Throw 2 strikes. Give yourself a chance.
Three-10 on the left lane.
Well,
hurting is Kim.
Yes. Steve Hoskins is going to defend his title. He is also going to qualify for the General Tire Tournament Champion Series.
But just remember, that man that converted that split has become the leading money winner of all time in the PBA. He's only 31 years old. Our series is 33 years old. He wasn't even born when we started, Nelson. Pete Weber with a 2:19. He's the tournament leader, led the last 3 rounds.
Hoskins just needs 8 pins on the first ball. A lot of things with that shot. Lisa happy, his dad Bob happy. He accomplishes 3 things by winning here in the 10th frame.
So back-to-back victories. Quaker State.
Number 1 back-to-back becomes the second man to run the table. Walter Ray went all the way, and he requalifies for the General Tire Tournament of Champions.
Oh yes. Love is a many splendored thing.
What a performance. If he strikes here, he'll have 1,001.
I knew he didn't have the willpower after that hug to strike. Okay. All right. We're going to return a hug with his dad, Bob, and cheers. And why not? His second title back-to-back right here. We'll talk to him in a moment.
Announcing the biggest advance in Quaker State history. It's Quaker State's new advanced high-tech formula motor oil. It gives your engine superior protection against wear, superior protection against heat and stress, superior cleaning power. Protect your car's engine with new advanced Quaker State motor oil. It's formulated for today's high-tech engines.
This is a new car. I'd be crazy not to use Quaker State.
All right, Chief. Open wide. Come on. Look, Daddy loves corn pops, see? And here it comes. Good boy.
The problem with a cereal that tastes like popcorn, only sweeter, is that it disappears like popcorn, only faster.
Y'all finished? Good boy.
He may want seconds.
Kellogg's Corn Pops. It's hard to stop when it's Pops.
Laura Glenn is being dragged down by a tough cold. But she's about to break free with an effervescent rush of relief. Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine. Pills take time to dissolve, but Alka-Seltzer Plus is ready the moment you take it, rushing powerful medicines to soothe your aches, relieve your runny nose, free your breathing. Nothing rushes relief like Alka-Seltzer Plus.
Floridian has won another Quaker State Open. Steve Hoskins, 41,000. Pete Weber, 21. Justin Hromek, and so on down the line. Mentioning Pete Weber, He became the all-time money leader, all-time that is, with over $1,600,000 earned on the lanes. Okay, Bo.
Money winner right now. Here you go.
Well, you know, it's a little disappointing today, but I always seem to throw that one stupid ball in there somewhere. But, you know, you take the good with the bad, and still going to take $1,500 of my check and give it to the Scottish Rites.
Good man. And he's got a lot of money, but you're back with a champion, Chris.
Okay. Want to give away any money?
I sure do. Let's go for $1,000 this year.
$1,000 to Scottish Rite Hospital, Peggy Black, from Steve Hoskins. Our PA is not working on my mic, so we can shout. Okay. You shouted with strikes today, young man.
Well, it just feels great. I mean, Cowboys did it twice. I've done it twice.
Herb Baum is chairman and CEO of the wonderful company Quaker State Open. He's new to the company, but Campbell Soup enjoyed him for many years, and we're going to enjoy you too, Mr. Chairman. And Jeannie Halsey, we've known for over 20 years, and she's the best too. So why don't we start with the lady on the money first?
There we go.
I love this back-to-back, Steve. It's beautiful.
That makes two of us.
You're in the right territory to do this back-to-back, and I have a wonderful check for $41,000.
Thank you, Gene. This is really my favorite place to come. I've bowled well here over the years, and
now while you're, that's all right. I have something that Herb Baum wants to give you. That when that goes, this will always be there.
Wow, I'm not sure I can pick that up, Steve, but a great performance today. Quaker State Motor Oil would love to present you with this trophy. We love the fact that you're a winner. You came up from number 5 all the way to number 1. It's a great performance. We're really pleased for you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Herb. As I'm sure you all know, Quaker State has decided to run another tournament next year, and it's going to be the Quaker State 250. Maybe we could make it Quaker State third time. I don't know. Let's hope.
I bet you could do that. Your dad was certainly happy, and so was Lisa.
He sure was. I was so happy that Lisa and Lindsay flew out last night.
And Lindsay came here, too. That helped. A family affair. Okay, we're going to see you next week, Steve and Herb and Jeannie. We'll see you, Steve, in Edmond, Oklahoma for the Classic and the Challenge. Choice Hotel. Goodbye.
The Pro Bowlers Tour has been brought to you by Quaker State. The Big Q is one tough motor oil. Calcium-rich Tums. Tums helps wipe out heartburn and gives you calcium. And Quality, Comfort, Clarion, and Sleep Hotel.